For centuries, mathematics was the language of things that stood still. But the universe doesn't stand still. Planets accelerate in their orbits, populations fluctuate, things fall. To describe a world in constant motion, we needed a new concept, the limit. A limit asks a beautifully simple question. What is a function doing as we get infinitely close to a point without ever actually touching it? This subtle idea solves ancient puzzles, like Zeno's paradox, the one that says you can never cross a room because you have to cross an infinite number of halfway points. Limits explain how an infinite sum of tiny steps can result in a finite distance. So how do we calculate one? Always try the easy way first. Just plug the number in. If you get a clean answer, you're done. But the real power of limits reveals itself when you plug in the number and get the dreaded 0 divided by 0. This isn't a mistake, it's a signal, an indeterminate form that means there's a hidden answer. It often points to a tiny invisible hole in the graph of the function. Your mission is to find the y value of that hole. You use algebra. You factor the expressions, cancel the term that's causing the problem, and then plug the number in again. You've successfully peeked into the void, finding the value the function is approaching. This concept of approaching allows us to see the end behavior of graphs as they stretch toward infinity, and it defines the crucial idea of continuity, a smooth, unbroken curve. A function is continuous if the limit, what you expect to find, is exactly what's there. This tool isn't just a mathematical trick, it's the fundamental building block for all of calculus.